Stop chasing women. Instead, start chasing excellence. Start chasing greatness. Start building your legacy. Okay, the legacy that you want to leave behind when you're no longer here, when you're 6 feet under. Start getting on your path and purpose. Okay, stop making women the focal point of your entire existence. Stop making women the center of your universe. Okay, and I know this is a little bit more difficult for guys, for younger guys who are in their teens and their 20s, because when you're under 30 years old, really, especially in your 20s and your teens, your life is all about, stacking cash and stacking hoes, right? It's like a rap video. It's all about bitches and money, right? But once you get beyond your 20s, you don't want to keep making women the center of your universe. I mean, you shouldn't even be doing this in your 20s, okay? This is a time when you're younger, when you want to start learning to balance, and you want to start prioritizing what's going to bring the most value to you down the line. Not in the short term, but in the long term, okay? Because women and relationships, especially when you're younger, are very, very short term. Okay, these chicks are not going to stick around. And for you guys who are in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, you know what I'm talking about. Think of all those girls you dated when you were in your 20s or in your teens. None of those girls stuck around, right? It is very, very rare that, you meet a girl like in high school and you end up marrying her. That just really doesn't happen anymore. I have a few friends from high school I can think of on one hand, right? Just probably like 2 or 3 of them that met their girlfriends in high school, right? And they ended up marrying them. But obviously this was a different time. This was the 80s, 90s. So it was a different time. Whereas these days, the dating landscape has completely changed. Okay? Especially, due to the rise of social media, it's turned women into complete narcissists. Most women these days are completely self-absorbed, self-centered. They believe their value is 10 times higher than what it actually is, 100 times higher than what it actually is. I mentioned this in another coaching video. Right now I'm visiting San Francisco. I'm visiting my family out here. And we have a term out here called 49er. And it has nothing to do with the football team, the 49ers. I'm a Cowboys fan, by the way. Lifelong Cowboys fan. I hate the 49ers, even though I was born and raised here. But we have a term here called the 49er. Okay, and the 49er basically is a woman here in San Francisco who is a 4 who thinks she's a 9. A woman who's a 4 who acts like a 9. We call them 49ers. Okay, so whenever like one of our guy friends out here would meet a chick who was like not that great looking, but she had all sorts of attitude. I mean, and she was kind of pudgy, kind of chunky, but she had all sorts of attitude, like and she thought she was hot. We'd be like, dude, you're dating a 49er, man. Like, what? What's that? She's a 49er fan? I'm like, no. She's a 4 acting like a 9. She's a 49er. So social media has definitely not helped in bringing women's delusional perception of themselves back down to earth. But as a man, your entire existence should never revolve around women. It should never revolve around your relationship, your girl. Even if you're married, it shouldn't even revolve around your wife. Okay? It should revolve around you, your path and purpose. And she should just be the icing on the cake. I've said this a million times. Your wife, your girlfriend, the chick you're seeing, women, period. Okay, they should only be the icing on the cake, not the cake itself. You, as a man, need to find out, if you haven't already, what your path and purpose is in life. Okay, you need to find out what you are here to do. What are you most passionate about? What do you get most excited about? What do you love about life the most? Okay, you have to figure out what that is, because it's different for each guy out there. You have to figure out what that is, and you have to follow it. You have to make that your focus in life. And everything else is just icing on the cake. Okay? Friends, family, women, it's all just icing on the cake. It's never the cake itself, because you are here for a reason. And you need to figure out what that reason is. Okay? Me personally, I worked in corporate America. I had a great job. I was making 6 figures per year. I was working for a Fortune 100, but there was something bothering me. I still wasn't like fulfilled. I mean, I was happy, but I wasn't fulfilled. I felt like I was just another cog in the wheel, even though I was important at this company and I was kind of up there, and I made them just a crap ton of money. I myself wasn't fulfilled. I felt like there was more that I could offer the world. I was like, okay, I've got to build a business, and I've got to build a business around something I'm passionate about, something that I love doing. And for me, that became, pickup, that became game. And the thing about pickup too, back when I started my company, it was really at the height of its popularity still. The TV show VH1's Pickup Artist just came out, and Mystery was big back then. And then I came along, and I was hanging with those guys too back then, like Matador, and we would go to the Saddle Ranch in Hollywood. We were picking up girls left and right. It was insane. And I started my business around this time. And since then, the popularity of game and pickup itself has declined, right? I'm just being honest. It's not where it was before. However, it does not dismiss the effectiveness of the techniques, because the techniques definitely still work. Hands down. I'll stand by it. I'll stand by the effectiveness of pickup until I die. I mean, this stuff has been massively, massively powerful for not only helping me attract the type of women I want into my life, but also attracting and creating the type of lifestyle I want for myself. But that was my path and purpose. And then through that, it led me to teaching guys more about self-development. Now I help a lot of guys with building their own businesses. I do a lot of entrepreneurial private coaching as well. And because I teach pickup, I've been able to connect with other high-value men, multimillionaires. I've met guys that I never ever would have met working for the Fortune 100 company. I've had experiences that I've never ever would have had I stayed at my previous job. And I am 1,000 times more fulfilled than I ever have been before. I love what I do. I love getting up in the morning. I know my path and purpose. Women are not the center of my universe when, in contrast, back when I had my corporate job, they kind of were, right? They kind of were the center of my universe. I think just because I was a little bored. My job was fairly easy. I mean, it was a little high stress at times, because it's very cutthroat when you work for these companies. But I was a little bored, and any girlfriend that I would have back then became kind of like the center of my universe. I just wanted to spend all of my free time with her. Whereas now, that's not the case. And women are not such a priority in my life, even though I go out there to these venues 4 to 5 times per week, more than I ever have before. And I take students out, or I go out with my wingman, or sometimes I just feel like going solo and pimping it myself. Right? I don't feel like going with anybody because I just want to be alone in my own thoughts. And if I pick up a girl, which oftentimes I do, I want to be able to just bounce her alone. I love the challenge of that, right? I enjoy it. Now, I have more women than I know what to do with. I have more women in my life than I have time for. And even still, I don't give them priority. They're not the priority in my life. My goals are, my business is. Okay, even my animals. I've got my dog right here, Cash. You guys keep asking like who's snoring in the car, right, Cash? I've showed him to you guys before, but yeah, there he is. Here's Cash. Yeah, he goes with me everywhere because he's disabled now. He's 12 years old, and he can't walk on his own. So it's part of doctor's orders. He needs 24/7 care and watch. So I carry him around with me everywhere I go, and whenever I have to go to like meetings and take clients out, I have sitters. So I hire sitters for him, and I also have family members who love him to death, and they like watch over him and stuff while I go do my stuff. And if I don't have sitters, sometimes I just take him with me. I'll take him with me to go game, man. Right? I'll bring him with me. Yeah, he's a lot of fun. But if you guys are wondering who's snoring in the car, it's this guy, right? It's Cash, like Johnny Cash, by the way. He was my brother's dog, and I took over because he could not take care of him. So, in any case, yeah, he's been with me since 2006, okay? And he's a bigger priority to me than any woman I'm dating. He just is, because these guys will be loyal to you through thick and thin. They will be there for you no matter what. Whereas with women, they come and go. They come and go. There's a saying about, especially beautiful women, 8s, 9s, and 10s. They're community property. They belong to the community. They don't really belong to you. Right? It's just your turn. How many times have you heard that? It's, you don't own her. It's just your turn, brother. The point of this video is I want you guys to stop. It's getting a little dark here. I want you guys to stop making women the center of your universe. Stop chasing women and instead start chasing excellence, okay? Start chasing your dreams. Start chasing your goals. Start chasing your path and purpose in life. Okay, stop chasing women so much. Because the funny thing is when you actually stop making women the center of your universe and instead you start pursuing your goals, your hobbies, your life passions, whatever that may be, the women will naturally come. Okay, the women will come by default, right? Because I get a lot of like haters going, hey man, do these women know that you're a pickup artist? Do these women know you have a 6-girl dating rotation? Do these women know about your misogynist red pill content? What if they found out, mister? And it's like, hello? You don't think they know? You don't think these girls Google you? I mean, all these girls these days, they Google you before they'll even go out with you. So these girls know right from the get-go who I am and what they're dealing with. And the fact that I don't kowtow to them and I don't apologize for my lifestyle or who I am or my content, right? The fact that I don't apologize for it makes them even that much more sexually attracted to me, because I don't abandon my frame in order to please hers. And the reason why I don't do that is because women are not the center of my universe. Okay, I am not afraid to lose any one of these girls or any girl that I meet out there. Okay, I'm never afraid. As I keep telling you guys, the number one power you have with women is the ability to walk away. Okay, the ability to walk away. And the more abundance you have, the easier that is. Obviously, I have an abundance of women in my life, beautiful women, and I keep meeting more every single week because I love to go out. I love to do cold approach. So I'm constantly meeting new women. I'm not afraid to lose any of these girls. I'm just not afraid to. Not only that, but because I've been going out for so long, I've accumulated enough like very cool, very hot, very attractive women to last me the next 10 lifetimes. These girls have been in my life for years now. They're not going anywhere. You know, a lot of these girls have become like family almost, you know, because I get a lot of haters like, oh, you're going to die old and alone. It's like, I don't think so. I mean, I would not have a problem with that because I'm self-reliant. I've learned how to be alone and how to not rely on anyone but myself. But the last thing that I see happening is me ending up alone just because I have so many options and so many of these girls right now I just don't have time for. I mean, I'm talking about dozens and dozens of women in my life that want to be with me, want to settle down, are waiting for me, and I'm like, I'm just not there right now. I don't know, maybe in sometime in the future, but you know, even then I'll have like a pool of options. I mean, I'm not kidding. I'm talking about like dozens and dozens of girls that are willing to wait for me. It's insane, right? Especially when there are like thousands of beta males out there and thousands of beta orbiters in their lives that would cut their right arm off just to be with her. These girls are passing all those guys up and they're sitting here waiting for me. You know, a pickup artist, a guy who's out there approaching other women. Right? It's funny, there's actually a study out there that says that women would rather be with the unfaithful, exciting alpha male who's never around rather than the faithful, boring, I'm here for you 24/7 beta male. Go figure, right? Go figure. And I'm not stupid either. I mean, I know as soon as I get in a relationship with any of these girls, I mean, their first priority would be to dethrone me, would be to take away all my superpowers. Like in Superman, remember Superman 2 when he went in that chamber? That's what women are wired to do. They're wired to take away, like, suck out all of your superpowers. So I'm not stupid. I know the second I enter any relationship with these girls, their first priority is to try to turn me into a beta male. Okay, and then once they turn you into a beta male, they resent you for allowing her to turn you into a beta male. Okay, that's why you can't do it. You have to stay alpha, guys. You gotta stay alpha. But there is no good that can come from you making women your focal point in life, the main focus of your life, okay? Especially you guys in relationships, because I see a lot of guys in relationships who are like super codependent. I have, you know, a few guys in my family who are like that. They're like just always glomming onto their girlfriends. You know, they're in like this codependent relationship, and then their girlfriend gloms onto them, and they really like suffocate each other, and they have no life outside of their relationship. They don't have social activities, they don't have friends, they don't spend any time with them, they barely spend time with family because they're always with each other. You know, and it's just not healthy. It's a recipe for disaster. And at the end of the day, you're not building your legacy. You might think you are, and you might think you're pursuing your passions and hobbies being in this relationship, but really you're half-assing it. Okay, because I've seen guys who are in relationships who, you know, have businesses or who have good jobs, and I can see that the girl is too much of a distraction for them, because they spend all their time with them. You know, they go to dinner every night with each other, they go to movies all the time with each other, they Netflix and chill with each other all the time. They're constantly always with each other. Like I said, they're suffocating each other. So their ability to chase excellence and build their legacy is being executed at half speed. Okay, like I said, they're dogging it, they're half-assing it through life, and they don't even realize it. And that's one way I never want to live. I never want to live like half-assing through my work, through my content, through building my business, through living my life. I don't want to half-ass anything. Okay, and a lot of that comes back to not allowing women to become a distraction in my life, because women are huge distractions, guys. Women are insane distractions. I think it was Tom Likas that once said women are dream killers, right? All women do is kill your dreams, right? They're dream killers. And a lot of the reason why he said that goes back to what Chris Rock says, is because it's almost like your job to keep a woman happy when you're in a relationship with her. You feel like it's your obligation to make sure she's happy at all times. And really it's not. I mean, you should always make yourself happy first. And by default, she will be happy by seeing you happy. But you cannot chase excellence, and you cannot chase your path and purpose in life and create a life worth living if you are constantly out there, you know, chasing women, right? You just can't do it. You know, I know a lot of the like low-level MGTOW guys like to accuse like guys like myself, like pickup artists, they call us like pussy beggars, right? And it's like, no, dude, we're anything but that. You know, because what we do is we create so much attraction in the girl that she seeks our validation, and she wants to have sex with us because she wants to be validated. Just understand, if you want to build anything big in life, and you want to live larger than life, and you want to create a lifestyle that is worth living, then you need to stop making women a priority in your life. Okay? Women should never be a priority in your life. Start chasing your dreams, start chasing your passions, your hobbies and goals in life, and I promise you, the women will follow naturally. Okay, they will become attracted to you naturally just because they will view you as a man on his path and purpose, right? And it will be a lot easier